everybody. Welcome back to our next episode on Nick on Sleep. And also welcome back to Nick, our sports sleep coach.
Great to be back, Hanno.
Nick, these days it's quite hot outside, so everybody complains about sleeping so bad. Can you explain us why is it that we sleep so bad if it's hot outside?
Well, the natural process of going into a sleep state is all about the sun setting. So the temperature drops, we go into diminished light. So it's all about going from a warm body temperature to a cool environment. So if it's hot outside and hot in your room, it's going to make it very difficult for that process to actually instigate itself.
Yeah, and that's what we all experience currently. So what are your sleep tips for us? What is your recommendation that we sleep better in these hot nights?
Well, I think there's lots of little interventions and techniques that people can adopt. I think the principal one that we adopt when we're moving around the world and moving into different climates where you do get exposed to temperature shifts is we just use this R90 technique of sleeping in shorter periods more often, 90-minute cycles. So we just sleep for a shorter period, so we're not exposing ourselves to trying to sleep for long periods with little breaks in between. So maybe a couple of 90-minute cycles at night, wait for 90 minutes, do another couple of cycles. So you can try and get your recovery, but not put too much emphasis on it, because you do know that a warm body temperature and a warm environment is not going to make it easier to sleep. So just do it shorter periods.
Yeah. What do you think about sleeping with air conditioning or with a ventilator running? I mean, on the one hand, we know that the white noise might help us fall asleep, but on the other hand, we might run into getting a cold, right?
Yeah.
What is your opinion on that?
Again, there's so many applications you can use when you look around the world. But I think, if you're using air conditioning all the time in your home because of the climate, or some people don't have air conditioning, like I don't have air conditioning because I live in the UK. So I think if you use it, it's much better to get the temperature right in the room using the air conditioning and then maybe switch it off. So while you're actually sleeping for that shorter period of time. So I would manage the way you use air conditioning rather than just leave it on all the time.
Yeah. And in one of our earlier talks, you mentioned also this trick with, or the tip with having a cold bottle and a ventilator. How does it work?
Well, I think, when you're traveling around with athletes, there's all different environments, hotels and things that you have to sleep in. So sometimes, you can't take air conditioning units with you around the world. So you just improvise. And I think most hotels would have a sort of standing fan that you can plug into the wall and generates airflow. So we would also get like a 2-liter bottle of water, put that in the freezer, and so it's frozen, and put that in front of the fan. So the fan is blowing the air in the room, but past something that's frozen and cold. It just might take the edge off the air quite close to you. It doesn't always work ideally, but it's better to do something than nothing.
Yeah, great. So that's a do-it-yourself air conditioning invented by Nick Littlehales, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Right.
Or you can just get a really big fridge and sleep in there.
Thanks again, Nick. That was again very helpful, and talk to you soon on the next topic.
Bye, Hannu.